all the way across, and that he's going to have some kind of sword with. I was looking for the Ayatollah Khomeini or something. So again, not really having a focus on what was going on, the real deal. When he introduced me to the man, look at this. He said, "This is him." I said, "This guy? Oh, this man, he doesn't have a turban, didn't have the flowing robes, he didn't have a beard, he didn't even have any hair, he was bald-headed." And I'm thinking, this is a Muslim? It's not the stereotypical image of what I thought Muslims were supposed to be. Well, we shook hands, and immediately after that I asked him, "Do you believe in God?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I mean the real God." Is that a nice way to say that to somebody? I mean the real one. He said, "Yeah. Yeah, I believe in Allah." "Oh, but do you believe in the God of Abraham?" He said, "Yeah." The God of Adam?" He said, "Yes." I said, "You believe in Adam?" He said, "Yeah." "Okay. What about Moses?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "But you don't believe in the Bible?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, but maybe you just believe like the Old Testament. Is that it?" He said, "Well, I believe in the Old Testament." Yeah. 10 Commandments. And he said, "Yeah." I said, "But you don't believe in the New Testament?" He said, "Yeah." "What? I thought you was a Muslim." He said, "We believe in the books that came before." "Oh yeah, but you don't believe in Jesus." He said, "Yes, of course we do." I said, "Yeah, but you don't believe in Jesus as the Christ." He said, "If we don't, we can't be a Muslim." So this guy's interesting. Either he's, crazy or the best liar in the world, or at least interesting. So let's take a chance. We'll do business with this guy. Over a period of months, he started traveling with me, and we were together a lot. I came to know him very well. And I couldn't help but, I didn't want to like him, by the way, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but like the guy. One thing, he was tremendously honest. Have you ever heard somebody say somebody's honest to a fault? It was like that. Because we had some things that we would sell, and you know about dealing in salvage and things like this. You get a lot of products that are pretty good, but sometimes a little faded, dated, things like this, and you put them out on, let them go. They call it blowing it out. Let it go. Cheap prices. Let it go. A lady came up one time, just to give you an example, and she picked up something, and, "Oh, this is a good price," puts it in her purse, going to pay. I said, No. He said, "You can't have that one." She said, "I'll pay for it." He said, "No, you can't have that one." He said, "I have to give you this one from under the table." He gave her a different one. She said, "What's the difference?" He said, "The one you took is older, and it's dated, and it should be that you'll get this one." And when she left, I went to him, I said, "What'd you do that for? Why do you think we put the low prices on these on the top? This has got to go out the door." He said, "In Islam, there's a rule about doing business, and this, I can't do that. Now, if you want to advertise this is older and this is newer, and you have to make a distinction so the person knows exactly what they're getting." I said, "You're joking." He said, "I can't joke about something like that." You're joking, come on, right? But Islam has it. It's very clear about this. Then I came to understand that. I said, "Well, if your religion's telling you how to do business," he said, "Actually, it has everything. From the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to sleep at night, from the time that you're born until the time that you die, there is something available for you 24 hours a day to know about your religion that can govern and make your life fit in for what you were created to do." Well, obviously, I'm not going to ask him the next question, "What are you created to do?" At least not right away. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore, so I asked him. I said, "All right, what are we created to do? He said, well, according to the Quran, it says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. So what does that mean? He says, it means that God didn't create the jinn in mankind except for the purpose of worship. And I said, so that's it? You just like going in a church or a mosque or a synagogue and you just sit there? And he said, no, that's not worship in Islam. That is fulfilling maybe a ritualistic duty, etc. But he said, real worship in Islam is to know what it is God is telling you to do and not do, like your commandments. And then to know how to apply those to your daily life. And then use it. Islam has one big main commandment, which is exactly the same commandment you find in Exodus 20, Deuteronomy 5. The one of the 10 Commandments. I'll give you the preamble to it. In the Bible it says, I'm the Lord your God that brought you out of the land of Egypt in the house of bondage. You know no other God besides me. Beside me there's no other God. And then it says the first commandment, Roman numeral uno, 1, thou shalt not have any other gods beside me. This is the first commandment. That's the first commandment in Islam. In fact, it's not just a commandment, it's the commandment that if it's broken, if this commandment is broken, then it doesn't matter what you do after that. It won't help you. If you break this commandment, you've broken everything. You don't have your proper relationship anymore with your Lord. Some will tell you that, well, what difference does it make? I heard many people talk about this, by the way, in my travels, that, look, they believe in God, and you believe in God. His is a Hindu God, his is a Buddhist God, this one has another God, but it's really all the same thing, you know. You believe in God, and that's it. So it wouldn't matter which one you take. Well, it would all work, wouldn't it? We're all saying the same thing, right? But actually, the Jewish religion is very clear on this subject. It is not a joke. Especially when you read the text. Even in the translation of the text, you see it clearly demonstrated again and over again that whenever the children of Israel would take false gods as worship beside the one God, they suffered the consequences for it. They were highly punished for that. And it was compared in the Bible to whoredom and prostitution. Even using the expression, run in the way of the harlot. These are the expressions that you will find. And they're talking about people who make partners with God in worship. We don't find this in the Quran. It doesn't use that kind of comparison. But it does make it real clear in the Quran that it's not an acceptable practice and that winds up going nowhere. So this pristine concept of how to worship God is what is really emphasized, more so than just saying there's only one God. Because actually they had recently, within the last couple of years, here in the Michigan area, a program wherein the guest speaker was a Hindu. And he clearly explained God is one. He did such a great job, if you'd come in the middle of it, you'd think he was talking about Islam. Because he was saying one God, one God, one God. But yet we know that the Hindus have at least 33,000 gods. And somebody told me since they got computers now, they were able to estimate it much higher in the millions. Because they can go through these different things to get to God. Having just come back from India, just a few weeks back, I was in Kerala. And this is the resort area of India, if you've ever been over there. It's an amazing place. This is where if you drive along, they have the monkeys that come right up beside the road waiting for you to give them a handout. But some of these people will go and feed these monkeys and worship them, pray to them, ask them, I need this, my wife, I want her to have children, and oh, we need money, we need whatever. Ask this monkey. Now, we're chuckling over here because you say, ask your monkey. Sounds funny, it does. But we saw people who would pray to snakes and rats and believe in it. And they would say, really, there's only one God. But, we want to pray to this too. Like, don't take a chance. Go